Israel reached a grim milestone today of killing 10,000 civilians.
Bullshit.
And on that day, ACT attacked Chloe Swarbrick for using a rhyming chant they claim is anti-Semitic. Damien, what's the bigger crime here? 10,000 dead civilians or Chloe using a rhyme that Israeli apologists have claimed is anti-Semitic?
10,000 people haven't died. That's
Yes,
a
they
lie.
have.
You are believing
Oh, they
Hamas.
haven't.
Hamas is an
Hamas
organ.
has
Thousands
a
of people
strong
have died.
international
Thousands of people
relationship
have died.
with
Hamas-
that.
Thousands
Hamas-
of people have died,
Once-
Damien.
once you-
Damien, thousands
once-
of people have died, and given the demographics, fucking women and fucking children, and for you to diminish that, quite
I am
frankly,
not-
is unacceptable.
I am not diminishing it, sir. I am not diminishing
You
it.
are.
You are saying 10,000
No, I'm
civilians
not. No,
have
I'm
died.
saying-
no,
I
you're
didn't-
quoting
I
Hamas,
didn't- I
and
didn't-
Hamas is an
I
organisation
didn't
whose
say-
very existence is
I
predicated
didn't-
on killing Jews,
I didn't,
and that's
I
fine.
didn't say 10,000.
No.
I'm
did.
saying
I'm over here saying
thousands.
10,000.
Thousands,
Jesus
and
Christ.
given the demographics of that open-air fucking prison...
It is
in
not an open-air
Of course
prison.
it is.
That's a
When
lie.
you can't get in and you can't get out...
Why can't you
and
get in?
When Israel
they
is
did
able to
get
turn
out.
off the water, the water,
did
the
get out.
power, the telco, you're in an
happened?
open-air prison.
I've been in an open-air prison, Shane. It's not the same. What
No,
happened?
you haven't.
What? Yes, I have.
No,
what
you
happened,
haven't been in an open-air
what
prison.
What happened when that border came down and Hamas were able to get out? What did they do, sir?
I'm
On
not-
October the 7th, what did they do?
I'm not. No. I'm not here to.
So this is the thing. This has got about another 60 seconds. I'll keep going, but a little bit later on, Damien Grant goes, "Whataboutism, whataboutism, whataboutism," and what he's just done is whataboutism, because what he's just said is, "But what about October the 7th?" So what he's doing now is whataboutism, which he actually then accuses Shane of doing later on, like it's a defense. And as you see again, the pro-Palestinian voice always has to denounce the war crime of Hamas, which is about to happen, yet the other is not reciprocated. And this is just an example. I'm not putting Damien Grant up on any pedestal of significantly good, honest actor when it comes to commentators.
No.
But we've talked about this tonight. The pro-Palestinian voice, or even just the neutral voice. I don't want to put that on Shane. I don't know if he is, sided. He might just be in the middle and see it fairly. Always has to defend, always gets challenged to defend the actions of Hamas, but the pro-Israel voice never does. Do you want to say anything before we play the last? It's not even 60 seconds. Shall we?
Something quite remarkable has happened here, Pat. I over here where I am, inside me,
Okay.
is I did not think it was possible to think any less of Damien Grant, but it's happened. It's like there's a floor that you thought was really solid. You just gave it a little whack, and it goes fucking deep, man. It's deep and dark. I detest this man.
And it's the point that he was making about it's not 10,000 people. It is minimizing it. Because so what? It's 9,100. It's 8,400. What's the fucking difference? Is it 11,000? And he's saying, and this is the thing, right? I've said this already tonight on the show. I would take everything coming out of Hamas's mouth and everything coming out of the IDF's mouth as propaganda. Maybe it's not exactly 10,000, but Shane's right. It's thousands. The UN, as we've said tonight, is calling it a graveyard for children. But he's getting into an argument about what's the correct number. And that's how he's minimizing it. Not the thousands of dead people from the bombs. So I don't know whether he's clever enough to actually do this diversion on purpose, or whether this is just what the Israeli zealot will always do. Because remember again, he's just done whataboutism, and you'll hear, we've got a couple of clips to play, that's an accusation he uses towards Shane at some stage as some kind of fucking defense.
Defend Hamas. What happened on the 7th of October was absolutely unexcusable. But that doesn't mean on the next breath that I can decry and denounce the terror that the Israeli government, and you talk about the chant from
the river to the sea. Yep.
which is
Anti-Semitic
which is a term that I wouldn't use, and I wouldn't also use the term apartheid, but it was actually a very similar policy that is in the constitution of Likud that makes up
for sport and joy, for the bloodlust of killing Arabs.
Actually, Damien, let's think about what's happening in the more moderate West Bank, where every day aggressive settlers are moving into the West Bank, pushing Palestinians off what little land they've got,
Whataboutism.
and
Killing.
but it's about.
We're not talking about the West Bank. We're talking about a genocidal organisation
You can't
called Hamas.
define the two.
So we're not talking about the West Bank, but we weren't talking about the Israel going into the music festival either. So he said he exactly did, and this happened so much. He exactly just did what he accused the other of. He accused others of stuff he had just done. I'm going to play more about. I've got a couple more clips of this to play to you. I'm going to play. There's a quite an interesting interaction between Bomber and Brooke Van Velden, where Bomber has an attack, a pretty good crack at ACT and their response to it. But anything you want to share as we go through? We'll have these pauses as we go through, mostly for water. They need to be fucking water breaks, or else we're not going to survive this. But yeah, anything you want to share?
You know the phrase, I wouldn't cross the road to piss on Damien Grant if he was on fire.
Yep.
I would cross the road to add more fire.
With fuel, with a bucket of fuel.
Like, just, oh no, the petrol's not working. Like, oh, it's whataboutism. No, it's about understanding that cause and effect. Like, for a man that gets column inches and time of commentary and that sort of thing, he's about a deeper thinker as a children's paddling pool.
Yeah.
Like, I like, there's been comments in the chat. I don't know why Bomber puts up with him.
Yeah, it's interesting, eh?
Like, it's sure it's fireworks, but I mean, fuck, he's just a monster.
Yeah.
Horrible, detestable person. Like, you could have a conversation like this. You could have the two debating sides of the argument here, but the amount of venom that he's put in this it's not meant for discussion. It's just to piss people off.
I think Damien Grant is the perfect example of, it doesn't matter what you say. If you say it loud enough, it sounds like you know what you're talking about. You know?
Yeah, and then I'm not listening. I've said my thing, but I'm not listening to what you're saying. I'm just going to say that.